Central African time, and we're coming to you live from Johannesburg in South Africa. Bellarmine Chatunga Mugabe, the son of former Zimbabwe's President Robert Mugabe, and co-accused have appeared in a South African court after their arrest last week. Now, Bellarmine and his co-accused were arrested after a 23-year-old gardener was shot twice at Mugabe's Hyde Park residence and remain in a critical condition. A Gauteng police spokesperson, Dimakatso Nevhuhulwi, says the pair face attempted murder charges and another charge of defeating the ends of justice.
The firearm that was used in the commission of crime has not been found. As we already indicated last week, that the two suspects, aged 28 and 33 years old, have been arrested for attempted murder, and they will be appearing today in this same magistrate's court. It will be for attempted murder and defeating the ends of justice, since the firearm has not been found. As you know, it is a first appearance. Normally with first court appearances, you will not normally get a bail application to be finalized on the first time appearance. So we are finalizing with our docket. Our investigating officers are busy. They are still finalizing some issues. So we are hoping to bring the docket today before court, and we will see how the court proceedings unfold. We do believe, even if the firearm has not been found, but with what we have gathered so far with the investigation team, we do believe that we will bring an airtight case before the magistrate's court. The victim is still in hospital. He's still getting medical attention. I will not put it as he's in police guard. He's not in police guard because he's not a suspect as per se. So, but he's still in hospital. But we do have some officials who are looking, just around the surroundings. We also still need we still need to get all the information that we can gather from him. So we are staying there so that when he gets removed, and we're also communicating with the medical doctors so that we can also be in contact with him.
Now, in terms of that story, we are going to be speaking to SABC reporter Thabiso Radebe, who now joins us on the line. Thabiso, good afternoon, and thank you for joining us on Africa Update.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon to your listeners.
Now, take us through what has happened and what has been happening so far.
Yeah, actually, we have right now the magistrate in the Alexandra Magistrate Court has postponed the case to the 3rd of March. For further investigation. But we've heard through the prosecution that the suspects now, or rather the accused, will be facing various charges, which include assault, which include theft, which include possession of a firearm. You'll recall that last week they were both charged with attempted murder. And this week they were also, police announced that they are being charged with defeating the ends of justice because of the disappearance of the firearm.
And with bearing that in mind, so they're going to appear on the 3rd of March. What is the reaction? I know this was their first appearance in court, but what was their reaction? Did you manage to see their reaction after they were remanded into custody?
No, they were so quiet when they appeared in the dock today, and it was postponed for the 3rd of March for bail application. But the two accused were quiet when made their appearance today in the Alexandra Magistrate Court, and they had many people who have come to sort of support them, and also there was a large contingent of the media who were in court this morning to sort of record and also get the news from this particular case.
And in terms of support for the two gentlemen, did they have family there or somebody just to be with them?
Not family per se, but the people who are close to them. I spoke to one of them who outside court just before the court started, who said that they are hoping that he will be released while the police are investigating this particular case. He was even telling me that Bellarmine is not a violent person. He's just a normal, good person. So, but they are hoping that he will be released, and they are not saying that police must not investigate. They are saying that police must do their thorough investigation in this particular case of Bellarmine and Tobias Mutonze.
Well, Thabiso, thank you so much for your time. We are going to leave it there for today. That was the SABC reporter Thabiso Radebe at the court proceedings for the son of former Zimbabwe's President Robert Mugabe. Now, joining us to discuss this further is former Interpol ambassador Andy Mashaile. Andy, good afternoon and thank you for joining us on Africa Update.
Lulu, good afternoon to you and to your wonderful viewers and listeners.
You know, Andy, you have raised a number of concerns and questions regarding this case. Tell us exactly what they are and why.
I just heard someone saying the family say it, or some people say Bellarmine is not a violent person. Anyone who pulls the trigger is a violent person, number one. Number two, when a gun disappears in code, for some of us we see that as concealment of that weapon, which is number two. Number three, we see that as defeating the ends of justice by contaminating the crime scene. Where is the firearm? Is a question that we need to ask. Where is the firearm? And when you explain to the ordinary people where the firearm is, in the space of policing, you make it easy, even for prosecution, to can then apply its mind. Unfortunately, some of us, we don't play emotions. I'm sure you know me by now, that I don't play emotions where crime is involved, where facts or where facts must be established. So, long story short, this should be a concern. I saw over the weekend, I saw a black car with a siren. I'm not going to mention the brand. With lights that are strobing, white lights that are strobing. It's another criminal offense. If you don't have a security company, you have white lights and they are strobing. The lights are not supposed to strobe, and you have a siren. That brings apart an element of intentional criminality and or deception that you are from the police or you are a VIP when you are not. So these are some of the serious issues that we look at when we do strategic analysis. Remember that I am a security strategist and a retired Interpol ambassador. So when I look at it from a national security point of view, this for us is a problem. Hence, you have institutions like the Madlanga Commission looking at criminality and corruption of the criminal justice cluster system. Now, when you have a gentleman like him who knowingly and intentionally is having blue lights in a white light in a light that stroke and many of the things that I've discussed with you, it becomes a threat. The person becomes a threat who owns that car. The person becomes a threat who pulls a trigger and shoots someone and that gun has disappeared. Who has been involved? Who smuggled the gun out? How did the gun go out? Why is it that the police cannot find that gun? These are some of the questions when we analyze the whole situation. Remember, some of us, when we do strategic analysis, we analyze based on the evidence that there is no gun, that someone has been killed, that a car has been found, that someone has been arrested, that someone has to appear in a court of law.
Now, Andy, how should investigators approach incidents, involving politically connected individuals?
Police officers who are investigating these cases that are sponsored by political connections, they must be brutal. Brutal meaning investigate and identify that politician who is connected to the suspect. And if there is political interference, let's drag that suspect, that police officer and that politician to the Madlanga Commission and say, here is proof that a politically connected person has defeated the ends of justice knowing and intentionally, so that Justice Madlanga can then be able to say it also involves sons or relatives of politicians across the borders of South Africa. I would be very happy if any investigation can point out to political interference or political influence, be it interference of politicians from South Africa or from Zimbabwe. I would love to see them in front of the Madlanga Commission.
And what role might private security personnel have played before or after the shooting?
I am not sure the role that private security companies played in that in the city, but private security companies in South Africa, majority of them have played a very positive role in terms of being a force multiplier to the police, especially in that area where he comes from. And your Rivonias of the world and the Morningside and your Hawkins of the world. Private security companies play a very significant role in terms of intelligence gathering, suspects tracing and tracking, suspects apprehension and handing over to the South African policing services. So one is not sure because investigations are going on on the story of Mr. Bellarmine Mugabe. We have nothing personal against him, but when crime has been committed, we must not fold our arms and say he is the son of the former president of Zimbabwe. It doesn't work like that. When you are accused of having committed a crime, you will be treated in our face. You will be treated like a suspect, nothing more, nothing less.
And what does this incident reveal about gun control enforcement in private residences, as well as should there be stricter oversight of firearms among politically connected individuals, and what preventative measures could reduce the risk of similar incidents?
Lulu, guns don't have a problem. You can put a gun next to your head, it won't just blow your head out. Or you can put it under your pillow, it will not do anything to you. But the moment a deranged individual or person, I'm not suggesting that Bellarmine is deranged, no. I'm just saying guns in general don't have a problem. Deranged people are the ones that are a problem to guns and who create problems for guns. Guns in the correct hands, they help protect you and I. In the hands of police officers, those guns help us, except for a police officer or a police member who is going to shoot his family and shoot himself or shoot family members to claim insurance. We have heard that from the story of the former serial killer from SAPS, Colonel Ndlovu. We have had, you and I have had that matter and she's been sentenced. So long story short, guns don't have a problem. People who have guns, people who don't respect the rule of law, people who we are told like playing with guns. I'm sure if you and I were to go around that area where Bellarmine lives, we will hear a story of some person who likes shooting the gun off into the air. The police must investigate and tell us that whether it's true or not that there are guns that are going off in that space, in that area. I'm not going to be specific. I would want the police to do their job without me interfering in the execution of that duty. But I'm told, according to people in that area, that there are people who like shooting into the air with their guns. So we need to find out if, one, that gun has a license of Mr. Bellarmine Mugabe. Two, we must find that gun to determine if it was not involved in any criminality.
Well, Andy, you've given us a mouthful, and thank you so much for joining us on Africa Update. We'll leave it there for today. That's security, the former Interpol ambassador, Andy Mashaile, joining us on the line.
zilipendwa na Abedi Jean de